I don't believe in curses or jinx, so I feel okay asking this, but the kind of groove that Brandon and the kicking operation is in, have you seen anything like this before? I mean, they haven't missed.
That sounds like three-part question. So the first part, fortunately, I've been around really good kickers. I've been a part of this. The second part is we're real excited about the battery we have, coming back all together, snapper, holder, kicker, and then certainly what Waylon's been doing, improving in his ability to punt the football. And then the third part is, when Brandon and I talk about it, I know you guys have mentioned it a bunch, he's like, just try to remind them that, you guys are paying me to come here and make field goals, not miss them. So, but a compliment to him, certainly. I think he's gotten himself in tremendous physical condition. He came back. I tried to explain to him, if you come back at like age 22, you got a long time to keep playing. And I think he did a really good job of getting himself in good physical condition. He's confident in the battery. We've talked about him, how particular he is, and I think they really work well together. They're certainly complementing each other in the way that they're practicing.
With that field goal operation, can you tell a noticeable difference now that they've had last season and the offseason working together, just in terms of how that operation unfolds?
Well, yeah, I think towards the end of the year, it got really, it was well done by all of them. Yeah, I think, we had an off season of a lot of holds, a lot of snaps, and then Brandon was here for the majority of the off season OTAs, and he was here for the mandatory mini camp. So I think to your question, yes, they work hard at it. There's a lot of drills that we do, a lot of drills that they do on their own. Even at night when we're in the walkthrough process, they're doing stuff in there as well. So they take a lot of pride in the battery, and hopefully to continue to improve.
How have you seen Daniel kind of develop as a holder? Because it just seems like he's automatic with handling everything thrown at him.
Well, I think it's the tedious repetition of the simplest movement, right? It looks simple to most people, but the constant repetitions of that, how many times he actually does it, not only in the course of a day, but I know when he first got here, he was doing it in the hallway at the hotel, so it's something that he's really diligent at working at over and over and over again, and to some degree he's gotten pretty proficient with it, but there's still always going to be room for improvement, right? His job is to make the kicker right. His job is to make the snapper right, because when the snapper's got 200-300 pounders coming in those A gaps, it makes that job a little bit more problematic, but he's done a heck of a job of making both of those guys right.
Rich, what did you see from Isaiah Simmons on special teams in New York, and where do you think he could help you here?
I don't know if you remember, he blocked that big field goal for a touchdown for them. And then, going back to Isaiah in Clemson, we did him coming out. He's extremely athletic. He's got great size. He's got great speed. We're asking him to do some things in the kicking game that he has not done before. He's been willing to do anything and everything that we've asked him to do. He's been a great teammate to this point. So we're trying to put him in position to do what he does well to help us in the kicking game. And that's really what we're trying to do with all of them, but he's got a certain skill set because of his height and his speed. We're going to try to put him in a position where hopefully he can help. But he's been great since he's been here.
When you say kicking game, are you referring to like kick, field goal?
I'm referring to all four phases, yeah.
We're just getting back to Daniel for a second. Do you see him still getting better here right now? And if so, in what ways are you seeing him still?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. His ability to get the ball out of his hand a little bit quicker. I think he's done a tremendous amount of work in the offseason. He stays in San Diego. He's with Nick Novak for a long time, who Nick has been with us in the past as a kicker. And I get a bunch of videos from Danny during the course of the summer. So he's been getting the ball out of his hand. He's worked really hard on his footwork with his directional punts. And then some situational football. It's going into year 3 for him, so he should get better at that as well. So, yeah, we're excited the direction he's going.
Rich, what have been...
Go ahead.
Just what have been your thoughts on Bo Melton and just, what he's doing for special teams while also, getting used to playing?
Yeah, 16 green, man. He's still Bo Melton. He's fast. He's got a smile on his face. He's got an incredible attitude. No matter what you ask him to do, we think he's going to become an elite special teams player. He was big for us a year ago. So he's really just the ultimate team player right now, doing anything he's asked to do. He's doing it with a smile on his face, a lot of love for it in his heart, and he's doing it quickly and physically. So we're excited about Bo as well.
Rich, how important is he to what you guys do? I mean, a lot of times when guys move positions in this league, it's a move that's an intermediate move to them not being on a roster anymore. It doesn't feel like that's the case with him.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when he has to play the flyer outside for us, he's expected to make a tackle. And when he plays the 2 or the 4 for us on kickoff, he's expected to make a tackle. So for him, flipping over and playing corner now, the tackling part, he's kind of head down, right? He's in all the tackling drills that we do. Obviously, he's working on the skill set and the techniques and the fundamentals you need to play the different coverages and the different things that they want on defense. But I think because of the makeup of Bo Melton, who he is and his personality, his attitude, the transition has become not easy, but just acceptable. And in his mind, he's going to get better every day. You know, I think if you ask him, he did a lot of work with his brother, you know, in the offseason because he knew this could possibly happen. He played both sides in the spring. So we're excited that we have him, regardless of what side of the ball he's on, and he's going to be an impact on our team.
What do you think Matthew Golden could become as a punt returner if he's asked to do that for you?
Well, you know, it's early, but we all loved him coming out, obviously, where we took him, and a tremendous skill set for him. So he's a guy that's also improving in both. You know, he was the backup punt returner at Texas and didn't do it as much in games, but he's done it before, and he's been a kick returner in his past. So we're hoping to get some of those things out of him as well.
Kind of along those lines, given the importance of Keisean and Jaden on offense and defense, what could Hardman give you in that role if you decide to go away from those 2 guys?
Well, obviously, you know, Goody went and got Hardman for a reason. He's got a lot of experience in the National Football League. He's done both. He's returned punts and returned kicks. He's scored at it. So there's not a lot of guys under the age of 30 walking around with 3 Super Bowl rings. So he's been a surprise in training camp. He's come back in great physical condition. He's trying to do everything we ask him to do the way we want him to do it. He's been a help to me. We've had conversations about different things in the return game. So we're excited about the direction he's going in, but it's early in camp. We'll see how it works out.
Working on with him after practice, it seems interesting that there's a really accomplished returner, but you guys are out there like after practice almost every day.
Well, again, you know, we're all being paid to do a job, and we're going to use all the time that we possibly have to improve. And I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday, and I think the players are trying to do the same thing.
What are some of those other nuances you might look for?
Can you say that a little louder, please?
What are some of those other nuances you might look for in a return man besides obviously fielding it, the big playmaking potential?
You know, sometimes the number one trait is guys that want to do it, you know, and they have to understand when you go back there, the number one decision you have to make is a decision for the team. And so that's a big part of the process. But, you know, there's an aptitude to some degree for playing back there. And you know, the guys that we have right now that are working back there, for the most part, have all done it. So we'll see where that goes. But we're excited about the amount of, you know, people that we have working back there.
This is more of a Keisean Nixon question than a special teams question, but
There's no way we'd get through one of these without a Keisean Nixon.
well, he's going to be asked to, like he was last year, consistently play outside corner. You have to have a certain kind of mindset to do that, to go up against top receivers. You've known him longer than anyone. What about his makeup, his mentality, maybe suits him well for that kind of role?
Yeah, again, you know, I think we're going into year 7 together, and I think he's constantly maturing in every facet of his life. You know, I think most of you know his mom's been going through, you know, cancer and cancer treatment, and she just had a really big surgery, and so he's got things that are going on off the field that he does a good job with. And when he comes here, you know, he likes to have conversations about CB1 and all those things, and he's been a tremendous kick returner, and he's an elite, you know, flyer for us when he first got here on punt. So I don't think there's anything he can't do and do really well because of his mindset. Now, he will take a left-hand turn every now and then or take a right-hand turn every now and then, but, you know, most young people do that. And so to answer your question, there's never been a roof on Keisean Nixon. There's never been a ceiling for him. So I think our expectations are he's going to get better every single day at whatever he's asked to do, and then he's going to end up becoming, you know, hopefully an elite player at all skill sets that he has and that what we're asking him to do. So we're always pulling for Keisean.
Hey, Rich, you've done this for a long time. You've been a head coach before. Goody was talking yesterday about how you guys want to be a specific type of team and physicality is part of it. You know Nate Hobbs from your time with the Raiders. What has the first weekend change been like with the physicality and finding the line between trying to become the team you guys want to be physically and taking care of each other? Because I don't remember a time where it's been a little bit of a struggle to find that line like this.
Yeah, I think it has to start with, Coach LaFleur. I think we sit down, we watch the film of every game last year. We all go through, what are our pluses, what are our minuses, and how we can improve, obviously, as a team. And I think, what Coach has done and what he's instituted is, how we're going to practice and the physicality in which we're going to practice. Now, we're going to do that within the realm of the rules and in the realm of taking care of each other. But we are in training camp. It was very early in pads. Things get a little bit chippy. And so I think we would rather have to pull back. I think every coach would probably say that than have to push, right? And I think that's where yesterday led us to as the day went on. And I compliment Coach and the way he's pushed us in the offseason to look at things that we need to get better at, and each position for us and each group for us, how we can all get better. And I think yesterday was a little bit of what we want it to look like. And, at the end, Coach let him know where the line was and when we crossed the line and what the next padded practice should look like. So I compliment Coach and the way he approached it with us in the offseason to start with. And now the mentality for us is we got to help his vision, come true in practice so that the games can be a little bit different, leaning towards our side.